Who wants to count me down?
I can. I'm the commentator. All right. In five, four, three, two, one, start. All right. So this is Mega Man ZX. In Japanese version, it's Rockman ZX. We all good to start?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me start that off.
I'll do another countdown. That's just
Ye-
fine.
yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. False start.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Five, four, three, two, one, start. All right, so this is Mega Man ZX for the Nintendo DS. This is specifically being played on the Mega Man Z ZX collection that was released recently for most modern platforms and the PC. Khanster is playing on the PC version, so he starts off here. He's going to switch around his controls to make them more user-friendly for himself, more speedrun friendly. And this is going through Area A, the first area in the game. At the beginning of the game, you get the Model X, which comes equipped with a very powerful buster. And give me just a minute.
Is everything okay?
Well, they said their site crashed, but mine's just fine. Anyway, this is the first boss, Giga Aspis. I don't know if we're still having more technical difficulties or not. But yeah, this boss here, it's your first boss. You want to do a fully charged buster and stay under him so that you get the most likely hits. Does about a sixth of his full health doing a fully charged shot, so 6 of these will take him out. He will turn around and eventually, slap his tail, but that's easy enough to dodge if you know what you're doing. There goes the first boss down. That's Giga Aspis. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed that fight you probably missed. But everything seems to be going okay now. One thing to note about the speedrun is if you plan on doing your own speedrun, you need to have a completed game file first so that you can skip these cutscenes. And skipping cutscenes is very important in the run because it helps set the RNG for a lot of the boss fights you do. In this case, we're not too worried about it yet. We're going to accept our first mission, which is find all 4 of the dudes from the one group, and talk to this guy first. He gives you the mission, and you're supposed to go into town and talk to all these guys. Now, the town is a good place where you'll have to learn transforming and untransforming. For one of the guardians, you'll have to untransform before that. And this is the reason we pick L over Vent. Now, you'll notice at the beginning you had to pick between Vent or L, but we pick L because she has a quicker crawling speed than Vent does, so you want to go faster, then you pick L. The benefit to picking Vent is you get less knockback when you get hit, but we're not too worried about that as a factor in the speedrun. So we've gotten 2 guys there, we're going after the third guy, and this is a specific case where we'll need to transform either at the beginning of the screen or partway through the screen here. You'll have to be careful where you transform. He did it just in time there, so he's able to talk to the guy and get that counted out. If you stay transformed when you try to talk to him, he teleports out and you have to exit and re-enter the room in order to pass off that requirement. We stay untransformed here to crawl over here, and we end up moving over to the next part of town, area D2, I believe. And
I believe.
Go ahead.
I think it's C. If I'm not
C.
mistaken.
You're correct. D is the highway stage. You're correct. Anyway, there's one more person we need to talk to here.
There's we are playing on the Japanese version. I don't know if you guys can hear it or how audible it is, but when we speak to everybody, they will kind of talk a little bit or have a little bit of an audio talk.
Yeah, that is one difference between the English and the Japanese versions, is the Japanese version has all of the characters voiced with Japanese lines, whereas the English version does not. You have to go to ZX Advent for that. Completed our first mission. We want to accept the second mission.
I think we start with the second mission. I think it's the first mission or the only mission now.
Anyway, we go into area B2 here. We come in through the back way to grab a chip that allows us to... Now, this mission, you have to collect a variety of chips and data disks, and you did not accept the mission, so you'll have to go back. Or you just go down to the room here, because this is an easy access point for accepting a mission.
Whoops.
That's a good backup, though. Be able to have that transmitter room there. Teleporter room. So now that you've got that mission, you can just go up here, grab this last data disk, because this is the only one the game really checks for. There's other ones you can grab, but we just get this one and say, okay, now we can go on to the right of the area to fight the second boss, which is Rayfly. Rayfly is like a helicarrier of sorts. It drops boxes that shoot at bullets. There's two different ways to do this fight. I think Khanster's going to vouch for the safer way here, which is a 4-phase fight, as opposed to a 3-phase. And, yeah, you'll notice that every time he hits the Rayfly, it'll do a quarter of the total health. And there is a way to do a 3-phase for this fight, but it's very precise timing, and if you mess it up, you could lose out on a phase. And so, unless you know very well how to do that, it's just safer to do the 4-phase. But it involves like reflecting bullets back while hitting them with the boxes. Anyway, now we're going back to the left here to turn in our mission. And that'll grant us access. We completed the first 2 missions of the game. That grants us access to the Area X, which is kind of the main base of operations for this Guardian Force crew thing. I don't remember proper names, but they're essentially the guys you talk to and are allied with to help gather all of the models and stop Model W from reviving. Going over here, go turn in our biometal. You'll notice that your old pal Jiro, who you probably didn't notice because we skipped all the cutscenes at the beginning, is there as well. He's the owner of the Model Z, while you're the owner of the Model X. We get instantly teleported to Area D here. And this is the highway stage of the game. You'll notice that it has some similarities to the highway stage in Mega Man X1. Going down there to grab the health upgrade. Health upgrade is not necessary for the run, but it is a nice safety to have. So we grab it because it's very quick and easy to access. This is the part where Mega Man X starts, where you have your rollers, you have your shooters, you have your B-tanks. Just a beautiful homage to Mega Man X right here.
Not the bees.
Not the bees. But yeah, the bees go down a lot quicker than they did in Mega Man X, just because you have Model X, and Model X has a super powerful buster combination. Do a few shots. We do the same thing as in the Mega Man X speedrun. We get to the right side of the screen, even taking a little bit of damage before we finish them off, because if you finish them off while on the bridge, you drop all the way down, and that wastes time. We don't want to do that. We're speedrunning. Slow and steady, got him. All right, we're continuing on the model here with Area D here. It's very similar to Mega Man X. It finishes off at the lower straightaway, which is coming up right about here. And you're going to fight the third boss of the game, Jiro, who has been kind of manipulated, but his model's been manipulated so that he has lost control of himself. The boss fight itself is another 6-shotter where he's very predictable. Because you've skipped the cutscene at the beginning of that fight, it sets the RNG to a specific value that you want, and it makes the fight very predictable. You finish Jiro, there's a whole cutscene that plays out where Jiro dies, and Model X and Z combine to form Model ZX, and that's what you see here now. You have 2 attacks with the Model ZX. You have the Buster Shot, which comes with a super powerful buster, not as powerful as Model X's, but still pretty good. And you also have the Saber, which is very useful for just everything. It's about as useful as it was in Mega Man Zero. So we're going to head to our first area, which I believe is Area E. The quickest way there, back through Area B2, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, it's B.
Okay.
We go B2. It's slower to go through Area C because you have to traverse through that like Guardian test again.
Oh, that's right. You got to go through town. You got to untransform, transform back. It's quite a slog to deal with. So we go back to Area D1, go all the way to the left to get to like the far right side of town, Area C. And that gets us the quickest access to Area E, which will be High Volt's area. Now, the game has its own set of Mavericks, aka Robot Masters, aka Mutos, whatever you want to call them. They're called Pseudoroids in this game, and defeating them grants you a piece of a model. And so we're going to go for this one because Model H is one of the most versatile and useful models in the game for movement as well as attack. This is the power plant, Area E. There are 2 ways to go through this area. One of them is slower than the other. The slower way is to deactivate the power, which takes you through an entirely different side path. Not very practical in a speedrun sense, so we have to deal with all the electrical outputs. The other route is, just dealing with all the electricity and just dodging best you can. It's easy to take a lot of damage here, just don't get hit, though, and you don't have to worry about damage. Okay, that's through that first part there. We're going to be grabbing, towards the end of this portion here, I believe, a sub-tank, which, again, is for safety, but sub-tanks are very useful in the Zero and ZX series specifically, because when you use a sub-tank, you don't actually drain all of the energy from it. You drain only the requisite energy you need to refill your health. And since we're not grabbing too many, if we're only grabbing 1, maybe 2 health upgrades, we're not going to have to worry about that. Coming to our mini-boss here, Crush Pactor. That's his name. Crush Pactor is a bit of a slower boss here. You have to hit him above or beneath, and the quickest way to deal with him is to go back and forth with a charged Z-Saber or just get in his face and hit his main body. You can destroy the cannon underneath, but that doesn't really actually do damage to the main body, which we want to make sure of. See, the bottom cannon's destroyed, so now he's just going to be charging the whole time. And I've never seen him go backwards like that before.
It's very rare.
So Crush Pactor's down. That's not the last we'll be seeing of Crush Pactor. He will be appearing again later. Going through the rest of the power plant here, just more electricity to deal with, which you wouldn't have to deal with if you took the slower path, if you're playing this casually. But we get through this area. We're hoping for some health upgrades. You can slash some of the bigger, whether it's energy, health, or crystals. You can slash those in order to refill either your health or your sub-tank. And it's just, it's a good idea just to not be dead. Going through this here, dash and slash, dash and jump. You can kill that, get a full health, which if you go there with full health, you can refill your sub-tank completely. This is High Volt. He is the first boss that we fight that is a Pseudoroid. Has the Model H component. And he has, with fighting the bosses in this game, you have to be careful how you hit on some of these bosses. With Model H and Model F, we especially want to be careful not to damage their biometal, which for High Volt here is his wings. If we hit the wings, we get a lower level and a weaker weaker biometal. So we finished with a level 3 finish there. The maximum we can get is a level 4. And if you finish with a level 4 finish, you get your biometal with 16 energy, 16 max energy. Because we finished at level 3, you get 12 max energy, which is still fine. It's not like reset
It's
worthy.
manageable.
Yeah, it's manageable. So we got Model H, which is a very useful movement-based model. And I think the next area we're going for is going to be towards Area G. Does that sound right?
We're going back on the highway.
Going back on the highway, yeah. So yeah, we're going to Area G, which in order to get there, we have to go through Area D once again. And it's the same thing as before, highway stage. Just gotta trudge your way through there. So not much to say. I'd like to leave it to people who are hosting the marathon to talk about the cause that's being supported.
Or if we have any donations. Any upcoming incentives that we're looking to meet?
Yeah, going through this area is a little bit different because we are Model ZX as opposed to Model X right now, but it's not too different because we still have the Buster. We also have a Saber to help supplant any extra damage we can do. It will change the strategy of the Bees a bit because we don't have the double Buster, the double charge Buster. But we can still take him out very quickly. Same strategy as before, just stay on the right side of the screen there when you finish slashing. Destroys them just like that. Go in with a fully charged shot, and then a few slashes should do it well, and then...
I was surprised I didn't fall down there.
Yeah, you're standing right on the edge there. There will be a little bit of extra Area D that we hadn't explored before, but along with that, we'll also have access to a new teleporter room. Transceiver, transporter. Proper names. Once again, they escape me. But yeah,
we're right next to the teleport before we got teleported out.
Yeah, so now we've got this as a teleportation point that we can come back to. Khanster could vouch to step on the teleporter to refill his health. Look like he's confident enough he doesn't need to do that. We're going right into Area G, which is basically on fire. And with Area G, you will want to use... This is why we grabbed... one reason why we grabbed Model H. The Model H is able to take out flames with overdrive. So every model has an overdrive feature. And what overdrive does is it drains your energy level while being at a higher power, but also comes with it the elemental power. So with Model H, it's wind and thunder, and it can automatically take out the flames so that you don't have to deal with them. This is the fun part here. You are rescuing a set number of people, whether they be members of the crew or townspeople. When you're rescuing a townsperson, you need to untransform before that, and then they will acknowledge you as a human being right here. Some of them do come with little rewards for us rescuing them, so you can get some energy there. Energy is very useful in the run, just to help replenish the energy reserves that may be limited on your models that you're using. Yeah, we're just going through this building here. We know there are a maximum number of people you can rescue, but we're not going to be rescuing all of them because that takes time. We just get the quickest ones and leave the rest to burn in the building. They will be fine because you can come back later in the game no matter how long it takes and they will still be there. I believe. I don't know. I haven't really confirmed that.
Can't confirm or deny.
Can't confirm or deny.
Wrong door.
I gotta go up to 7 there. think there is somebody there, but it takes a while to get to. Was it 7 or 6? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it was 7.
So yeah, there's 2 people in here. Yeah, once you rescue the last person, you get access to the floor 8 key, which lets you progress on with the area. And there's a little shortcut you can do with Model H here that you can't do with the other models, because with Model H, because it has such great mobility, you can dash upward, you can dash sideways in midair while you're dashing, and you can float, which slows your descent. Gives you enough you can you can avoid 2 screen transitions there. Oh dear. So we're going to overdrive to take out these enemies quickly. Khanster's got to be a little careful here. He's a little low on health. There's a lot of things that can kill you in this stage. Get some Dorias thrown in here. Taking a damage boost. He made it to the boss. Don't know if he's going to vouch for trying to go for the boss. There is a quick kill you can do with the boss. He's going to use the E-Tank. Okay. So, with Fislio here, he's the boss. His weak point or biometal is located on his face. And let's just see how this goes. Fantastic. That is a level 4 finish. So with the models, another feature they have is with overdrive and with your charge attacks with them, you can only use them if you have energy, and that's why the high energy is necessary, is in order to make really quick kills like that. So Fislio goes down in a blaze of glory. Didn't even get a single attack off. So you get a level 4 finish with that if you didn't hit the biometal, which gives him Model F with a full 16 max energy. Alright, accepting the next mission, the hacking mission. Going to... where is it we're going to? Is it we're going to area F?
It's either F or K.
Would be the last one. That would be area K then. Okay. So the next area is another flame area. We're going to be upgrading Model F even more before we tackle the other bosses. But we got to go through the first part of the town. I know we don't like going through town, but to get to this area, we don't necessarily need to untransform and transform back. It's just through this door here, get some backup energy and whatever you can get. Can refill the sub-tank here too. There's a full energy at the top of this building, so we're all good there. Entering the lava volcano area.
Yeah, it was area K. I couldn't remember. I just go on autopilot.
That's fine. So Area K has a lot of enemies. Has this first section of the area has just some like water that's heated up, and if you stay in it too long, you take damage. Also has these horribly timed geysers, which you can skip past if you're able to move past fast enough without taking any hits. A little difficult there. Then we reach the mini boss here, which is Lava Demon, Lava Devil. Mini boss is very vulnerable to Model H. You'll see here in a minute.
And that was the mini boss.
There you go. So yeah, it just takes a couple of hits from overdrive and he goes down really fast. Another feature of Model H is on the smaller screen there, you can see that a health bar pops up with the enemy's health. And that gives you an idea how quickly you're killing these enemies. This is probably one of the more notorious parts of the stage, which is the lava flow. Now, you'll want to get through this area quick, otherwise you'll be burned to a crisp, and you will die, and you will be sad, and you'll have to do it all over again. So we switch over to Model ZX because Model ZX has a very powerful enemy clearing shot, as opposed to Model H, which just has slashing from close up. So we use the Model ZX to clear these enemies really quickly, get through this area as fast as possible, maybe even take a few damage boosts. You do not want to touch those lava pillars that are coming out. Those
baby, that was spicy.
They are insta-kill, so don't touch them.
That was definitely a little bit too spicy.
That was the whole area. This is Flammel. He has a really annoying weak point with his arms being where the biometal is located.
Whatever. Level 2, that's manageable.
Level 2 is manageable. So with that combined, because we got both Model F components already, one with the level 4 and one with the level 2, we get a combined 24 energy maximum. It is possible later on, if you're like regretting, oh, I should have gotten a level 4 the first time, you can go and upgrade your biometal at base in Area X, but that takes too much time in the run, and we don't know if we're going to be doing it. We get plenty of energy crystals so that we can if we need to.
There are like 2 real good times that you can do it, one is coming up shortly right after this. And then another time is in the very late game.
Yeah. Basically, when you're sent back to base and you're just sitting there. So you're good to go on to Area F, which is Lurere's base of operations. It's the first Model L area. Got to go through Area B to get there. We just climb up this wall on the left side, and then we dash over to the opposite side. Skips a whole climb that we have to do. Might as well grab that extra life. You never know when you're going to need it. Switching over to Model F. Model F is very good with projectiles. You can shoot from either arm using the first or secondary weapon, so you can get some really fast rapid firing going. And I have to question if you grabbed the mission. I hope you did.
Yeah, I don't think I grabbed it.
You can check by checking your the map screen. It doesn't look. Yeah, it says get a mission. So yeah,
I'm hoping there's one close by.
The closest one is probably at the base of Area B, so you're probably gonna have to go all the way back for that.
Rip.
Rip. just a few minutes lost, no big deal. So yeah, if you don't grab a mission or if you cancel a mission, you basically have to go back all the way. That's one of the big low points of this game, is you have to accept a mission in order for it to be like, okay, we're gonna load the boss, we're gonna load the enemies, we're gonna load everything. Oh dear. That's okay, you got that extra life, you're good.
Okay.
Another benefit to this game is when you grab a mission and you have 0 lives, the teleporter automatically gets you back up to 2 lives and 2 extra lives. So that's another handy quality of life thing they put in the game, is you don't have to like die to replenish your lives count. You can just do that and you're good to go. Yeah, once again, you've seen this before. More stuff to traverse the area. Using Model H and his high mobility to get through it. Hit that switch, that's a time save. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I can grab that life again, because whenever you grab teleporter, it like replenishes all the item locations as well, or whenever you die. Maybe it's just when you go into a new area.
I thought I originally grabbed the mission, but I guess I hit.
Yeah, if that cutscene there's a cutscene that plays at the beginning of Area F, and I noticed you paused through it, so.
I guess what might have happened, I might have hit decline.
Possible. So Model F, his power is fire, and if you use Model F with overdrive, it adds a flame effect to your base shot. Also has a charge attack that does extra damage, can punch through stones and stuff, but we'll just use overdrive here to get through this area a little quicker. He's also going to grab another health upgrade here. He needs to take a damage boost from the fishes. And there you go. You got a health upgrade. Good to go. So that's the only other health upgrade. There's 2 more in the game, but we don't necessarily need them since we've got our...
One is in direct passage. The other one is way out of the way.
Yeah. Do you even grab the one that's in direct? I think that one's talking about is in Area K.
I may grab it, but...
Not K, Area I.
I may grab, but I doubt I will.
The cool thing about this area is it's a big climb, but if you dash into the bears, the polar bears with Model H, you actually don't take damage so long as you're not holding left or right. Looks like, this is a rat I'm not familiar with. Cool. So he's going up the right side instead of the left side here. Going into the boss fight, or the mid-boss fight, with, once again, Crush Pactor. See if he gets a quick kill here.
Of course, one shot short.
Nice quick kill there. Just go into overdrive and just shoot him like crazy. Another option you can do is you can do a charge down shot. If you hold down and do a charge shot, you basically just do a, I don't know, bust a wolf. Is that the term? Anyway, we're going in back down since there's a door that was locked before, but since we finished that area, we're going back down and unlocking, having that door unlocked so we can progress with the area and fight Lurere. One thing you will notice when you're dashing and jumping off of ice blocks, it doesn't really maintain the momentum. That's okay, you've got more lives.
I've got lives to spare.
You've got lives. So yeah, don't jump if you can avoid it, although it does help with momentum. There we go. So now we're on to Lurere. Now this fight is a little bit annoying. The weak point for Lurere is her head. And she's got two pieces to her. She's got her her angular piece that forms her main body, and she's got a giant fish part that can just come out and chomp at you. And if you hit her biometal really hard, level 3, nice. If you hit a biometal and break the angular part, the guy will just come out and chomp you and take a ton of damage off. But we didn't seal that because Khanster's a really good player, was able to take out the guy. Level 3 finish means 12 units. Now, it's nice to have decently high energy for Model L, but it's not necessary. There are ways to get by without it. Anyway, that's 4 stages down. And after 4 stages of the 8 areas from the Pseudoroids, there is an emergency back at base. We must go back to Area X. And there's going to be an onslaught of enemies that we have to take care of. Just a lot of crates that we have to destroy that spawn enemies. And the most efficient way of doing that is just keeping our current model equipped, which is Model F, and going up to the top of the ship and destroying those crates there. You're going to see a lot of rapid fire movement, a lot of rapid fire shooting. Take out these crates. Yeah, there's 6 of these in total. And if you get into the hitbox enough, you can also hit the guys that are spawning out, and you don't have to worry about dodging them while these are being destroyed here. So there's the last one. We're headed back down to the bottom of the ship, the energy core room, which is where we will fight Prometheus. Now, Prometheus is like one of the main bosses of the game. Prometheus and Pandora are like some pretty important characters whose roles I don't really remember in this game besides helping Model W. And Prometheus has a good chunk of health. He's got the same good chunk of health everyone else does. Just the 2 bars. I don't even know why I'm saying that. You'll notice the Model ZX was transformed because of the cutscene, but we want him to transform back to Model H, because Prometheus is weak to lightning, I believe. But if you overdrive and do dash slashes here, you can do a ton of damage on him. And now we're out of energy. You'll see it's going to be a little bit of a slower fight, but he's almost down. Got him. Also, one of the best tunes in the game, I dare say.
And this is the perfect time to repair.
Oh, yes, it is, because you're low on energy, you don't have much, so you've got enough credits, you can go ahead and refill your Model H. Costs 1,000 energy crystals to get to a level 4 on a biometal, but
I think going from 3 to 4, I think it costs 1,000.
Yeah, from 3 to 4 it costs 1,000. You're right. So from 1 to 2, it's 200. From 2 to 3, it's 500. So yeah, it's very expensive. So when you if you get like a level 2 finish and a level 3 finish, you want to get the level 2 one filled up first. Going to Area I. This is a pretty cool speedrun stage. You're going to be using Model F here at the beginning. And whether or not you have energy, you can still do a charge punch. And so you don't have to worry about Model F's energy. But we're going to be doing a bit of a skip here. Normally, you'd have to go through a lot of dark zones. You'd have to fight a mini-boss, too, if you get to the secret area. But here, we're just going to drop down, take damage, sit on the spikes for a bit, punch the wall, and get through that area. That skips, like, 70% of the stage there.
I'd probably say, like, a good 80%.
80%. We've got 70, 80, maybe some 90s out there. Got some help.
I hear we have a donation.
Oh, we do? Then I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah, I didn't want to jump in and interrupt, but we got from Tenmachi $122.21.
Yay!
He says a palindrome for Khanster.
Oh. Oh, baby.
So enjoy that one. And that's all we got
donation.
now.
All right, this is a good time because now we're fighting Hurricane. We got to get to the other side of the screen to spawn him. But we've got Model Ale here, which Hurricane is weak against. Hurricane. Don't know how to pronounce his name, but gonna go into overdrive, freeze him, do a couple of attacks. And this is not what we wanted to see. When he gets to half health or lower, he has a chance of using this tornado attack in the middle. He's invulnerable the whole time, and there's no way to interrupt it, so... Anyway, level 4 finish. For reference, I don't know where his biometal is. I think it's in his neck. But
it's either the neck or the head, somewhere in there.
Yeah. The fantastic level 4. So we've got level 3 and level 4. Well, now level 4 and level 4 because you upgraded the biometal. So we have a full 32 energy on our Model H there. It's fantastic.
Or you could call it a level 8.
A level 8, yeah. So now the next area we're going to, I believe, is area whichever has Legantor in it. Area J. Don't worry about Model P in this run. There's not much use for it, and you want to take care of both Model P missions back to back, just because one of the areas is awkwardly placed, like in the middle of the first area.
So, do we have any incentives that we're trying to meet that you guys want to plug while we're just running back?
Yeah, this is just a run back, maybe grabbing a sub-tank. Not much to talk about here. Anything to plug?
Yeah, I've got a couple I can throw a quick plug for. We are still hoping to hit our language choice for Final Fantasy 15. Right now it's tied dead even between Japanese and English. And also Kirby's Adventure, we are looking at color choice.
Or the colors?
We have old school grayscale, light blue, yellow, purple, and green for the second color, and orange, pink, blue, light green, and red for the primary color.
All right.
What else do we have here? Yeah, we're still looking to hit the Final Fantasy 15 level 1 Omega fight, and also Spyro the Dragon Miscellaneous Mechanics Expo.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it should be a neat display of some game making.
I think that's all the time we got for incentives right now.
We're going back into Area J here, which is basically all water. So Model L is very handy here. Model L's powers underwater are, well, they can move at normal speed, whereas the other models move slower in water. But also, you can do some kind of mid-air dash, mid-air movement, get through these spike chambers a little bit nicer. We're going to be coming on the mid-boss here, who is really annoying casually, but there's a bit of a strat you can do for this fight to manipulate. Now, you notice there's no cutscene skip, but it does fade to black and out. So when you start this fight, you want to do a charge shot with the ice, and that'll force this red guy to come out. And that's the main manipulation. It just forces that guy, because there's two vulnerable pieces on this boss, who is Tintalamia. the red piece and the green and the yellow piece. And then there's this attack, which just puts out fish, just wastes time, doesn't do any damage. Anyway, that's Tenta Lamia down. We're moving on to get to Leganshore. We're not too worried on energy for Model LX. It was just handy to have Model LX's overdrive for that, and there is a health pickup here, I believe, so shouldn't be running too much trouble here. Also, this music's super cozy. I love it. Grab the energy refill here because we're going to be fighting Leganshore, who is weak to fire.
And of course, this is gonna be a super sketch fight. I don't have a lot of energy.
Yeah, there's not much he has to work with, but Leganshore isn't terribly difficult if you play it super safe. You can usually shoot from the bottom underneath, but it does leave you a little bit vulnerable. So yeah, pew pew, pew pew. We've got energy tanks, we've got other options. So yeah, having low... This is why energy is so important, is to be able to have so much energy that you can just expend it on these guys. Get a level 4 finish there. It's really hard not to get a level 4 finish when you're just doing that strat. He does have a weak point at the very top. Like his whole shoulder pads, whatever those are, that's where the biometal is located. Anyway, Area L is pretty much finished. We're just going to go here to submit our mission. No, we're not going here to submit our mission. We got to backtrack all the way to the beginning to submit our mission. So there's two ways to go back. One of them is you can just go left, straight out of the door from fighting Leganshore. Yeah. Or you can take this, I guess this little narrow path that has a little bit easier movement to deal with. You're just dealing with like some grunts here. Going to be on transforming here in a minute. Well, might as well grab some energy since we've been so low. And then transform into human. And back to Model L. So yeah, it's kind of from what I heard, going left out of Leganshore is a little bit faster, but it's harder because you have to go a backwards route through a lot of enemies. You have to go through the water area. But also with the going right path, you have more opportunities for drops. So you want to take the drops if you're low on energy. Turn in our mission here, pick up a new mission, which is going to be for Model P, Perperil's area, which is an amusement park, a theme park, but we've still got some time to get back there. Got to go back through Area A, listen to the awesome music. Yeah.
All this music's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a single track that's not good in this game.
Such a fantastic listen. And it's on Spotify.
Is it now?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. I know Mega Man Z is on Spotify. Imagine ZX is too. If it's not, then Capcom needs some work to do. You okay there?
Yeah. I was just fixing something on my splits. I'm like, yeah, that should not be a gold. Because this game has an auto splitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going up to area... What is that? Area H. Taking this path here. Just more enemies. So with getting through areas like Model H is fine. Model ZX is good for clearing out enemies. Model HX is good for like mobility. And then everything else is just there. Going into... Sorry, go ahead.
We're in the Met theme park.
We're in a Matar theme park where we are very happy. Just cute Mets everywhere. And popcorn spewing machines. It's a very, very horizontal area. Just a lot to go through. This first part is really nice, but there is a mid-boss coming up, the Pow Metar. Also, you got the Metar Genie there. Shame we don't get to see more of that.
Shoutouts to Big Daddy Met from Mega Man 4. He makes his return.
He makes his return here. This fight, there's no real manipulation. You just gotta hope he doesn't like do exactly this, where he just hovers. You want him to be vulnerable. You want to do the tornado attack. Now that's something that's unlocked after getting Model H's second biometal. Is tornado, you do a charge, and then up and attack. Anyway, we need to come back to Area L here later. Going through the throwback toy pit, where you can see enemies from Classic Mega, from Battle Network, from Mega Man Zero. This area is kind of a pain to navigate through. You've got all these things shooting at you. You've got Mets just popping up anywhere. If you destroy the Mets, they pop into 3 little triplicates. Oh, these popcorn machines in the way. Then you've got this area, which isn't too bad. You just gotta play it safer and more dangerous, which I'm guessing just happened.
Yeah. This is a run.
We are going to finish this run, and it'll be a good run. Yeah, going through there again. So yeah, you want to stay with the blimps or drop in the middle. There's a nice big energy refill, which is fantastic because it's right before you fight Purpuril, who's the boss of this area, the Pseudoroid.
And he's kind of annoying.
Yeah, as far as bosses go, there's no real consistent method to fighting him. Even with some RNG manipulation, it's a pretty annoying fight to deal with. He can jump, he can throw balls, he can basically just run right into you without any sort of warning. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about his weak point, which is his arms, because we never use Model PX the entire run. He also does not have any weaknesses, so you just have to destroy him as quickly as you can.
Apparently, I got level 2.
Fantastic.
It's
Can
not
you
like
get above level 1 on Protectos?
No. Impossible.
Yeah, Protectos is the next boss. We're gotta go, before we go back to Area L, which we saw on the way here, we gotta go turn in our mission. Fortunately, there's a little spot right here we can do that, refill our health, refill our lives if we've lost any, which we did, and get our purple card, which gives us access to Area L. We're gonna grab the mission. Mission start, and just head on back. So it's pretty cool to be able to go back through areas, because it's just all different strategies you have to deal with, different avoidances, so on and so forth. Shoutouts to the Angry Elephant slide. Love that guy. Also, we can get these pickups on the way back too, just refill our energy even more. We're going to be going into Area L, which is... It's got a lot to it. It's a really fun area to speedrun. I loved learning how to do it, but it's got a lot to it. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a little bit. Destroy all these popcorn machines. We switch back to Model ZX because we don't need the mobility anymore that Model H provides. We're going to be primarily using Model Z in Area L here. Crane game. So yeah, this zone's kind of crazy. You've got a lot of these crates to destroy. You can't wall jump off of them, so you have to destroy them to progress or step over them. You've got these giant crates here, which are, well, they're a little tougher to destroy, but they can stack really high and really just get in your way. So you want to get a well-timed, fully charged Buster Shot in order to take care of them, or just some good old-fashioned saber slashes. You've got all these enemies. You got the dino tanks rolling in. You've just got so much here, and this is just the beginning. Area 2. They keep doing more of the same thing, but they add in these satellites, that have one of two effects. If you hit a red satellite, you cannot fire your buster or shoot your slash. If you run into the tealish, bluish ones, you go backwards, and you can't dash. So if there's anything you don't want to hit, it's the blue ones. But you don't want to hit either one of them.
I thought I had a full I had
man.
a full charge there.
Oh, for what it's worth, Khanster, we did hit the incentive for fighting Omega Models O.
Okay.
So have fun with that.
I'll have to make a save there, because it's gonna be a post game thing.
It'll be post game. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, got to go through here again. You can take a lot of damage. There's just so much to deal with. But it's so much fun to learn. Just don't hit the blue things. You can disable the satellites temporarily based on the power of the attack you hit it with. So you can disable it with a single lemon, but only does it for like not even half a second. It's really short. But if you hit it with a fully charged shot, you have a little bit more time to get past it. Easy peasy. Okay, this is when things get interesting. They have the flying enemies, and they have these missiles dropping in. Not necessarily randomly, but you're gonna be dealing with enough interruption that you don't notice the ideal pattern. And yeah, good luck. You're also still dealing with the satellites here. And pits. That's another thing, pits. I think they're only exclusive to this area. Every other area has spikes. Just lost our power to attack, so we're gonna have to just dodge everything. Oh, good, it came back. Maybe I misjudged that. But yeah, Area 4 is probably the nicest area. It's really quick. Switching over to Model H, because this is Protectos, aka Potatoes. He is the Model P Pseudoroid, the second one. And he can take a lot of hits. So what we're doing is we're charging up for a tornado attack, use it on him right away. Just so his biometal is in his chest area, and unless you're like shooting the head solo with like pew shots, it's very hard to get a rank 4 on this.
Or you're hitting his backside.
Yeah, but you'll notice we just don't care. We don't care about Model P, so we're just gonna take him out as quickly as possible without regard for the biometal's concern. It should be a level 0 finish, but that's not possible. But yeah, we've finished all 8 Pseudoroids. That's the part where now we're going into essentially the final stages of the game. We've got 1, 2, 3 more areas to go, so we're going to be dealing with that. Of course, we've got to go back to base first. For some reason, just say like, hey, we did it. Okay, great. But yeah, it's very handy to have Model H's mobility, because we're going to be using once again to go back through Area A. And we're going to go similar route to what we took to get to Area L, not Area L, Area J, which is where we fought the water dude. So we're going through that, fighting all the enemies on the way, and we're going to go to Area M instead of Area J, going through that same cave again. Not much to say here. We've got everything we need. We got the sub-tank earlier. I have no idea how you're going to beat Model O. I've never even tried fighting him seriously, because that fight's ridiculous.
Buster only.
Buster only. Okay, you heard it here.
That's the only way I've found that's consistent enough.
Hey, if you found a consistent method, that's more than most people, I bet. Because that fight, he can get really
It can get
testy.
really bad really fast.
Yeah, and it can take even longer because he has a self-healing ability. Anyway, we're almost to Area M. The point of the story here is we're supposed to gather all the biometals, both sides of each biometal, which we've done, and return them to this giant door, which gives access to Model W. Now, I don't know why we're doing this. Guessing we're just trying to destroy it before they do, but we're falling into the classic blunder of opening the door for the enemy. So we open it, we're human again for some reason, but we're going to go in here because there is a feature with Model FX, where you can change the direction of the base buster shots. And we're going to be using it for this mid-boss here, the Orhawk, aka Storm Eagle's cousin. And we're going to be going into overdrive here, just shooting him repeatedly, hoping he doesn't dive, because that's rude.
He's literally being Storm Eagle right now. But not as bad.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys have noticed, we have a screen in the bottom right corner of the game. Because this game was originally released on the DS, and in order for us to do that, they had to give us some way of being able to utilize that DS screen.
Mm-hmm. So we got to use the double screen. Whenever there's a DS game, you got to use every feature possible. Got a touch screen, etc. Continuing through Area M here, we've got several routes we can take through here. We just vouch for the quickest route, because that makes sense in a speedrun. And then we're going into this area. I'm guessing you're not going for the skip here, because that's a very tough skip to get. There is a skip here you can do where you never have to transform into Model L. And, yeah, wasn't quite fast enough, but it saves probably like...
It's good enough for
2
me.
or 3 seconds, yeah. Saves like 2 or 3 seconds to get it, and it's very risky. If you hit the spikes, it's over. You have to just restart that room again. Actually, you have to restart the room before as well. It's a little annoying there. Continuing through Area M, we're going to be fighting a boss at the end here, Pandora. Yeah, Pandora.
We just went into Pandora's box.
So this is Model W. This is kind of the bad guy of the game. But before that, we've got Pandora, who's got awesome music as well. Pandora doesn't necessarily have a weakness, I don't think. That was a very clean fight. Well done.
Okay.
So, Khanster's going to go over here and make a save, because he's going to have to come back here after the run. See if he can read Japanese well enough to make a save point. Okay, so that's a save we'll be making when we return back for the incentive that you guys donated for. And now we gotta take the next mission.
Oh,
Yeah, this next mission takes us back through the highway, kind of. Not as much.
Oops, wrong way.
But yeah, we're going back through the highway. We're basically going to see another city on fire, but not as much. It's kind of being fired down on by serpents, ships, or something. Fire and ice are weaknesses? Interesting. We're just going to stick with lightning. Yeah, before that...
I really love the music in Area O.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that ladder was not there before, so we could not have gotten to Area O beforehand. It's only available after accepting the mission.
I actually did not know that.
The mission here is we're trying to stop the assault on the city. You can see all these ships in the background carpet bombing. We've got our friend the box ship again. Gonna send out 5 or 6, I think it's 6 of these, and the quickest way to take care of them is you can either switch to Model F and blow them up like you did before, or you can stay as Model H, and you can either go into overdrive or not. It's a little faster to go into overdrive, but uses energy. And just take out the boxes again.
So the problem with using Model H is there's a little bit of hit lag.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'd probably say it's the faster of the two.
Yeah, because you have to take into account the transformation time back and forth.
Yeah.
This section is pretty cool. Got a lot of fire here. For safety, Khanster can go in the middle of this area and go into a teleporter room, which will refill his health. Looks like he's taken that, because he was running pretty low on health there. Does add an extra teleporter point, but that's not a big deal in this run because there's only like one more to go to after this. It's not a factor. Lots of damage boosting going through this area.
Remember our tentacle boss one? He's back.
Yeah, we've got another Tentalemia again here. It's got an additional blue tentacles here that you don't want to deal with. There's no real manipulation for this fight. This is the phase you don't want to see, where he spawns these blue tentacles. Or she blue, I don't know, it. They. But yeah, you don't want to deal with those. You want the yellow and the red to come out, and you want to be in overdrive when you do that. You can kind of tell what phase they're going into by the amount of blinks and the frequency of the blinks in the middle. So right there, it's going to be another blue phase. Just got to wait through all that. The best way to do it is to get double hits on them with the overdrive, and that's what Khanster really showed that last part there, was getting the double hits.
Yeah, I swapped over to HX so I could save my or LX so I could save my HX energy.
This last section here is a pretty small screen. Nice energy drop. But we've got a larger boss fight here with both Pandora and Prometheus. They share the same health bar. It is a triple health bar rather than a double. But he will, with the skips cutscene and the manipulation, Prometheus will always start with that attack, and he will die really fast. So yeah, thank you Tornado, thank you Overdrive. Going to be accepting the final mission here for Model, I guess in Japanese it's Model V, but in English it's Model W. We're going back to the highway once again, but we don't have to travel far this time. We just got to go left out of here and go to the final dungeon, which is Serpent's Tower. Serpent's Shindig, where you get awesome music here. So, this is the final area. A lot of Pantheons to kill. Pantheons? I think these are still Pantheons. He's going to grab some extra health here. Thankfully, L can crawl fast. Fill up that sub-tank a bit. You've got a lot in this stage. This is actually pretty tough for casual to go through this stage, because you got all the pseudoroids to fight again, and there's no... If you die, you have to start all the way back at the beginning. Got these long elevator climbs. You cannot skip these. If you try... Now, it is possible to get to the top without taking the elevator, but you cannot enter through any of the doors without the elevator's platform.
I have done it, but you just waited there.
Yeah, it involves a lot of damage boosting and a lot of Model HX shenanigans.
It is fun, though. I'll admit that.
You've got the Model H fights here, pseudoroids here, starting with Hurricane first. Now, you want to make sure you have plenty of energy to stay with L so that you can actually do some damage. Please don't transform. Please don't tornado again, Hurricane.
So there's actually one unique thing about the refights. If, say, you got a level 2 or 3 while fighting them normally, if you get a level higher than what you had faced before, you can actually upgrade it.
I did not know that. That is cool. So this is new because we're fighting... We did not have Model L last time we fought High Volt here. So we're going to do the... We're going to take him out a lot faster. We'll just say that.
And we have a dragon.
We got an Ice Dragon, which is Model LX's level or second biometal ability. You basically charge the shot, you hold up, and you'll release. And a really slow dragon comes out, but it does a lot of damage to people weak to it. Switching over to Model H because the next fights are going to be... Is that right? Yeah, that's right. The next fights are going to be the Model L fights. And it's the same strategy as before. Now, there is a little bit of concern here because Khanster is not at full energy, so he's got to conserve a bit. But it is essentially the same thing, just with a more crooked shot to deal with. Does not matter. Yeah, trying to time those hits is a little tricky, so he's going to switch over to Model ZX here, save some energy that he can use on Lurere. Just slowly take out Laganshore here. Level 2 finish.
It's really hard to get a perfect level 4 on that, doing it fast. Because his hitbox is so tiny.
Yeah, Model FX is really handy for that in that case. So we got the curve shot here. We might see the Chompy. We'll see. We're pretty low on energy here, but they're looking a little drastic. Yeah, this is how long fights normally take if you don't use any of your energy. It takes a ridiculously long time. The only exception maybe is Protectos, where you can just melt him away, but anyway, there's Lurere. That's half of the Pseudoroids down.
Ooh, that was a nice big drop.
That was a nice healthy drop there.
So unlike Mega Man 6, which I ran earlier, drops do not stop you. You just keep going.
Yeah, it's very handy for that. Well, the health drops kind of do still.
Yeah, the health drops do, but energy drops no.
Yeah, don't have to worry about that. They just fill up in the background there. So we're staying as Model ZX until we get to the top here, where we're going to switch over to Model HX. Because these are the Model F fights here. Now, Model F fights are Fislio and Flamel. It's the same thing as last time here. We can't go in with a charge on this fight, so we're just going to be rushing into him. Don't have to worry about level, fortunately. There we go. Nice. So yeah, because you can't start with that charge, you don't get the safety orb to slow him down. But we don't have to worry about rank this time, since we've already done these fights. We can just hit their weak points with relative ease. So Flamel right here, same strategy as before: jump, dash, triple slash, dead. There goes Flamel. All right, and all that's left is the Model P fight and the final boss. Going to be taking another cozy elevator ride up.
Do we have anything to talk about while we're on the ride up, crew?
You guys have any predictions on Model O? How many times will it take? Will he get it first try? Will it take several tries?
I think the hardest part for me is just making it across.
I can't even remember how to get there. It's been so long since I tried it.
It's been a little while.
Anyway, there is some safety stuff. There was some in the earlier room, but you can grab an extra life and some health here. Model P fights are a little more dangerous because they don't have a weakness to deal with. Protect us being a little bit nicer. We're going to be using... Well, are we going to be using Charge Tornado here?
Uh-huh.
Going to be using Charge Tornado here. Basically the same strategy as last time. It's a little slower to start because you can't just come into the fight with that. Yeah, Charge Tornado Drive. Tornado Overdrive, as somebody in the chat succinctly put it earlier. But same thing as last time. He's just going to be a level 1 because his weak point is too easy to hit. We've got Purpril here. He's the harder of the two. Just, well, depends on who you ask. Going to be switching over to Model ZX here because Model H or Model ZX is fine. We want to save up Model HX's energy because he's going to be very crucial in the final fight here. So yeah, thank goodness we have subtanks because, well, I mean, it can be a mixed bag. Purple is never really that predictable, so. But he could be predictable. I don't know. Looks like it could be a tough time one way or another, because he can just throw sand at you, he can throw balls at you, he can run right into you. It's all about quick reaction. Anyway, final hallway here. Got a lot of pits, got some spikes. And we are... looks like we're going to be grinding.
I am doing a little bit of manipulation.
Oh, the manipulation. That's right. There is a manipulation where if you go in with a semi-charged shot, just walk to the right and release. You get a guaranteed full energy, max energy there. This was discovered... I don't remember who discovered it, but it's a very handy manipulation that... even if you're playing this casually, anybody can do it, so... Yeah, we're doing another grind here, just trying to get our health up, just for safety's sake, because, well, it's the final boss. We're just getting a lot of small energies or nothing. But this is probably the best grinding spot, because there's 2 or 3, I already forgot their name. 2 or 3 enemies to deal with here.
They really don't want to give me anything. Okay, there we go.
Alright, so we're good. Now we're going into the final boss. It is 2 bosses back to back. We're starting with Serpent here, who is fused with Model W and has a variety of attacks. He's got a bit of a shot attack that splits into 5 bullets. He's got a sliding attack. He's got an upward kick attack. He's got like a really big charge shot attack. At the top of his jump, he can also do like another shot here. He can go into overdrive himself and do more damage. You gotta be a little careful about that. But depending on your location, he can change it. You can shoot this big charge shot back at him and do damage, or you can just shoot it away. Either way works. So that's Model W. That was a clean fight. Clean Serpent fight. Now we're fighting Model W here. He's got essentially 3 phases here divided by his health bars. And we want to change into Model W because the Tornado Overdrive is gonna... It's gonna do a ton of damage. You want to hit... His hitbox starts at his face for the first phase. You can kind of see it flashing there. And then when enough damage has been done, which has been here, it's gonna switch over to a second phase, which his hitbox will now move to his shoulder pads, or his shoulder eye pads. Now we're going to the third phase. This one's a little bit more trolly. It can have some RNG associated. It's that giant face in the middle there. It can go invulnerable, but thankfully it didn't, and that's time. GG. We should have given some notice. That was my bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is saving, so...
113's not terrible.
Not terrible. Well done. Now we're going to load our file for the Model O incentive. So I made the save point right before doing that. It's the same file we used before that we were doing on the save. And yeah, that's... I'm going to let Khanster talk about Model O because I don't remember anything about Model O. I'm actually going to have to head off here. So Best of luck to you, dealing with the Yoku blocks, dealing with all the energy you have to pick back up.
Yeah, I'm
And
just gonna grind for a little bit of energy and stuff, so just bear with for a moment. Okay, we made it. So this is model ZX from, I believe it is 03, I believe. So it's got all the abilities from 03. The best way I have found is just fighting it with Buster. Because he can actually combo you. Like that. Okay. And there we go. And the one thing is you can actually get Model O after killing him. But you have to go and defeat the end game boss again. Anything you guys want to say now?
Nothing I can think of other than great run and insane boss.
I did not practice that. I was not expecting it to be met. So who do we have up next?
Well, coming up next, we are going to have Eberike by the terrific Tracy. But first, we are going to be doing a quick stream handoff.
Thank you for having me. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you're fine. Go
Thank
ahead.
you for having me, guys, twice in one day. But I will see you guys tomorrow again.
Anytime.
Indeed, we will.
Indeed, we will.
Just remember, if it's met, you guys suffer with me.
I'm totally ready. How much do we need to meet it?
It's referring to is the incentive to force Rowdy to join in on the multi-world.
Yeah, throwing me into the deep end. I believe that incentive is $150 when it opens. I think that's right.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, I know. You're one of at least 8 people now that have told me that they've got it. So I know it's gonna happen.
We're throwing you to the wolves.
Yes, indeed. All right.
But
well,
have a good rest of the marathon, gents.
All right, will do. Thank you again, Khanster. Nice job on your runs today.
Thank you.